Welcome back to ESO Daily. I am your host, Mr. Craven. All right, guys. Back on PC today. Have a lot to do. Hopefully, I don't get booted. Because my CPU looks really high. I think it's just got everything's going on. So if I get kicked or whatever, it's just because I got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So hopefully my CPU can endure it. But I'm going to do dailies. I got my meat on. I've got to get these champion points kind of leveled up. I got a couple days left of the event. So one of the major things I'm going to be talking about today, and I posted it, the title in the video, Sherman's video blew my mind. If you guys don't know who Sherman is, Sherman's a content creator, and he's really good. I've watched a couple of his videos. Like I said, I don't watch a lot of YouTube stuff, but I try to keep involved with, who's doing what, and he's a really good guy. And his one video, I posted the link below, just blew my mind. It just literally blew my mind. He was talking about why the meta and the Trinity is hurting the game. And I'm not talking about the Trinity as far as the healing, damage, and tank, but how you have to configure the builds. And he kind of covered that in the video. And everything he said just kind of was like, point on. It was like hybrid builds. I've kind of tried to dabble with hybrid builds. I'm going to do random too. It was just amazing because I was like, wow, holy crap, wow. He's like covering all these really good points in his video. I hope I have enough storage space. I should have taken care of that. But just hit a lot of really good points, and I was like, oh, snap. Okay, where's everybody at here? Let's find out. Didn't teleport me. They're in dire frost. Last boss, I bet. I bet. Anyways, he put he kind of hit a lot of points, just kind of dead on, and I was like, wow, seriously, this dude like hit everything, like about some of the issues. And for me, one of the issues was for hybrid builds, why they're not so plausible is the scaling system in which your damage derives. And I feel like, honestly, one of the better scenarios that they could do is try to fix that scenario altogether. Like literally go in and make weapon damage and abilities that cost stamina scale with magicka as well, and you could have better versatility in that. Yeah, I've watched some of his videos. I like his mindset of the game, but his builds are a little odd to me. Well, and that's what I kind of appreciate about him in my mind. Okay, where are they? Oh, okay, sweet. That's kind of why I like him though, because he definitely tries to come out with unique stuff that's viable. At the end of the day, that's what I appreciate. But to me, it's kind of like, wow, okay, he hit this, he hit that. One second. Try to come around here. One of his builds is what made me like Combat's Physician. Yeah, he definitely, but you know, and that was the thing, like, when he was talking in this video, and like I said, I posted the link, I was like, damn, man, damn. I'm like, this guy just like hit it, like, bam, like, why? And that was, to me, that was one of the best aspects of watching it. I was like, okay, man, and at the end of the day, because I know that the scaling system's a little whacked between Magicka and Stamina, hence why I can't put out like a very good hybrid build, because I try to play endgame as well, you know, but I don't follow their preference of what meta or bis is. I go by class preference, what I'm seeing in the class. And then I think to myself when I look at it, am I contributing to this, all of this as well, you know, in an essence? And because he made another good point. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for that. Woo! Woo! There it is. Thank you, thank you. But, hey, I hope your house was a disastrous mess. Love all, enjoy the holiday. Thank you, Papa. Started watching more, did a video. He was trying to educate people about DK tanks, about viability. Yeah, that's the thing, too. Is that every class can play every role. Even up to endgame, they can do it. Pros and cons to everything. And that's the one thing that I was like, holy crap, man. Really? Like, is this... Am I one of these players? Like, I don't say the word bis. I don't say meta. I don't say none of that. But when I come out with a build, I have to try to optimize it to its performance because of what he said. Also, having to deal with the whole aspect of, like, the way the game's designed and how it's punishing. Hi, Sylvia. Thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Much, much appreciated. But... definitely, it was like, it was kind of like, as a content creator, I'm like, oh man, you know, I mean, a lot of really good points there, man. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, how are we gonna, how do we adjust that? Because the game has so much flexibility, and it does, and most people kind of overlook those aspects of the game. It's like, oh, okay, well, you can do this and you can do that, but it's not optimal. And it's like, well, you can make it certain things a little more optimal. Sorry, typo. I meant to say that Sherman was trying to educate people that DK tanks are not. Yeah, and they're not. And that, I knew what you meant there, Lewis. And at the end of the day, that's one of the major things that, you know, I try to educate people as well. And I just feel like Sherman on this video about the meta, the Trinity, and everything. I mean, he didn't go into like the class, like saying that, oh, you know, you can't do this class or that class and this. He's saying like the way the scaling system's designed, and it was point. It was just so point. It was awesome. I was like, oh my god, I'm watching this dude like, crap, man, really, man, this dude was hitting everything. I mean, he's making every point on, you know. And I kind of like almost had a guilty feeling, even though I don't contribute to the bis and the meta, like what I'm putting out for build configurations. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I try to optimize the builds because I know I'm going to do a trial sometime. I know I'm going to get in this situation sometime. I need to optimize. So it's like, is there another way? And with that being said, you know, is some of my stuff even toxic? You know, I begin to question that. I never thought of it in that aspect before, because I'm like, I'm one of those players who go against it. I'm one of those players who say this. But after watching it, you're thinking to yourself, oh crap, man. Like, wow, you know. Because at the end of the day, you want to perform well. You want to get the content done. But what are your restrictions in your class and your role? How do you do it? And I really hope that ZOS kind of takes a look at the scaling system and adjusts it. If they were to adjust the mag for stam scale, because the way it works now, magic abilities scale max stamina and spell damage. Same thing with stamina. It doesn't. It's not like my spell damage is going to contribute to my weapon ability, right? It's not like my crits are separate. right? Why does crits need to be separate? Why separate crits? The thief covers both ends. So what I'm asking is, why not take those values and apply it to both stam and magicka on critical value? Why not make penetration, you know, in one aspect where, you know, it can diversify the builds a little bit better? That's kind of what I'm asking. And I'm not saying it should be done, but it would definitely lead to more diversity. And that was the point of this video. And he just blew everything up. The word is getting out into the world. The people have spoken. Death to the meta. Death to the meta. It's amazing. Like, that's my phrase. That's what and it's coming. It's just, it's there. It's coming. And a lot of people ask me, you know, I'm like, I am just a voice of the people, I feel like, because I feel like players want more, right? That's what I feel like. I feel like the players want the options. They want it. They want this. They want that. And that's what I want to give them. Give that dude a ball. I love this minor mending. You have to use it precariously, but yeah, it's definitely noticeable when you need those extra heals. And you throw down your hot rotation just perfect. It's nice. Like right there. And then hit that, and that spikes up a lot harder. How does it feel, Mystic, to know that everything you preach is finally coming to light in a larger scale? It feels good, man. And you know, a lot of people aren't going to give me the recognition for it, and I don't care. It's not about that for me. Like, there's people sitting with thousands of subscribers, but I feel like I have the best community. You guys are my community. I wouldn't trade any of you for 1 million subscribers or anything. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. To me, you guys have been the best of the best. And I am so blessed and grateful every day because what you guys helped me accomplish. It wasn't just me, it was you guys as well. And what we've done together is literally, you know, it's amazing. And, you know, and I do thank Zos because they've given me a game to want to do this type of stuff. Like I said, I never thought I would be you told me like 3 years ago, oh, you're going to be a you're going to be a content creator, you're going to be a YouTuber. I'd be like, yeah, right. But now it's like, okay, yeah, I'm here, you know. And why did I have to do it? Because somebody had to. And I was like, at the end of the day, I'll be the bad guy if it helps the game. And it has. And that's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. I wanted. By the way, I'm drunk. The tank's drunk. He's doing a good job, anyways. I don't care. He can drink all he wants. If he keep aggro like that, shit. You know, go for it, dude. It looks like he's got the quest too. So we usually stack on the back end over here. Hit my balls! Hit my balls, please! Don't let them go to waste! Damn it! Get me. Happy holidays, Rock! There he is! I hope you had a Merry Christmas, Rock. But yeah, I mean, literally, like, watching this video was more than impressive. Out of anything I like literally seen, his commentary on it was just perfect. It was just point on. He covered so many topics in just 30. I mean, it was a, you know, long video, but with every aspect, you know, being you know, directed. You know, why is it like this? Why is it like that? Why does it have to be? Why are people still fixated on this class and this parse and that damage and this and that and this? And I get it to a degree, because once again, you know, I try to optimize for my builds and my performance. You know, I try to say, okay, you know, let's try to get more out of this. Let's try to do more out of that. Let's you know, maximize more options. You know, everything's slightly different, and I have to make that build like that. Hey, the shaking, what is that? Eggs or something. Hit my balls. Yeah, why don't they hit my balls? They're not hitting my balls. I don't know why, but they are missing my balls. I don't miss my balls. I hand them to you. You know, that sounds wrong. Just hit them. They're good for you. Blue balls are good for you. Green balls are too. I'm not saying they aren't, but it you know, gives damage and resources. I mean, this mag DPS is definitely hitting the shard, so that's always a plus. The last boss should go smooth, so everybody knows the mechanic. I'm not worried about scroll or not. If we get it, we get it. We don't, we don't. The balls, man. It's like, you know, my balls is like that milkshake, or what is it, popcorn? I can't even see it, man. I like looking. It looks like popcorn. I don't know why this Templar is using a Radiant Destruction in the rotation prior to the burn phase. But whatever. Now's the time to hit it, but like right here, right? I don't know these players' builds. I don't. Like, I don't know what they're using for their configuration or anything. And typically, I don't try to judge people. Careful what you ask for. Right. Got a good point there, Rock. Mystic, you should do a duo stream with Sherman and do a discussion on the game. It'd be nice to do it. I'm a lot more, you know, I think a lot of people... Not saying he is. A lot of people, he's very, like he said in the video, he's very family friendly. You know, I have no censor. Sometimes I find myself cussing and screaming for no reason, you know, other than to do it. So if you never wanted to do like a collab, I would understand why. I almost didn't game with you again after the first ever with you guys. Mystic, oh yeah. A lot of people, man. I cuss a lot. A lot of people don't know how to take me. Like when, you know, I do play with them and people meet me for the first time. Because I am who I am. I don't try to be fake, fake anything. That's not who I am as an individual. I always say what you see is what you get with me. The meta one, right? It was, Rock. It was. And it just blew my mind. Like, the points that he made and everything was just mind-blowing. And literally, I had to sit there after watching it. I just got done watching it, actually. And ask myself, shit. Do I contribute to this at all? I don't like to think I do. Right? But, you know, it makes a good point. Like, some of the things I've done, it starts going in that direction. And I'm thinking to myself, shit. The link to the video is in the description, right? And I wanted to give it up to him, you know, because he's the center of the topic in my stream today, because what he's given the community, he's been involved for 3 years. And how this man is still under 2,000 subs, just as a reflection of the community's mentality, I feel like, you know? And I'm not, like, hating on the content creators who have thousands and whatever. I'm not hating on that at all. By all means, don't get me wrong. But I feel like this man has done a service, right, for the game. And people don't sometimes overlook it, you know? It's like, wow, really, man. I mean, this guy is like point on, you know? This guy's hitting shit. What Sherman video? The meta one. You know, it kind of really did bring something to me, like after watching it, you know? Because like I'm like, oh, you know, death to the meta, and that's always been kind of my to-go-to phrase, because to me it doesn't necessarily apply. But then in contrast to that, I ask myself, shit, you know, I still optimize my builds based on these parameters. And am I sub to Sherman, like his content? Yeah, he's really good, and I feel like, you know, he offers a service, you know, and he takes a different approach to the game. And I was like, wow, you know, if anything, after watching this video, it really was amazing. It was an amazing video. He hit points, so many points, man. This is what I love about the Nightblade Healer. The damage and the healing at the same time. Jeez. It's where the Nightblade shines. Sherman's gaming video on the meta. The link is in the description, right? It's amazing. Simply amazing. The man definitely hit so many points. I mean, just like, wow. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching this, why don't they fix the scaling? I would love to do hybrid builds, right? Viable endgame hybrid builds. I would love it. I would fucking die to do it. I would just enjoy it so much. Yes, I know the fight. Yup. No, he doesn't. Keep stamina to break. It's all magic builds anyways. Like right here, I'm on the Nightblade Healer, right? I'm on him. Eat food, please, for God's sakes. Oh my God. I'll give him some food. Just... No! Don't cancel the trade! Eat that. Oh my God. So many players got no idea how many different possibilities ESO devs have provided them. Right. My 190, go eat a cookie. Eat it. Eat it. It's good for you. Yes. Thank you. Oh my God, he's still a dead man. We didn't hit the scroll. I'm actually cool with not hitting it with this. Keep those hots up, man. Out. Now look, once I hit that, I'm gonna hit my follow-up heal on that torment. Gotcha, dude. Stop healing. Just DPS. I see ya. Trying to keep in between them. Give ourselves a little bit of cushion here. Spike up that hot. Tank's a beast. Gotcha, dude. Out. Okay, I'm gonna put a little cushion again. Typically, I wouldn't be too worried about it, but that one dude is, even with the food buff, is way under. I'll go ahead and take this one. Like, once again, if I hit this, I want to follow up. And remember, I'm going to take damage, but the hots is what's going to cushion me throughout that rotation. I got you. Once again, we'll throw a little cushion. Also, I can do that with my... That spikes up my healing too. Hot rotation is very important. No one's hit my balls. Why do people hit my balls? I put them in their face and they don't hit them. They're like, whatever, Mystic. We're not hitting your balls. Oh, shit. Okay, to use the direct heal if you find yourself also a little low on that transfer. If you hit the transfer, you take the damage. Use the combat prayer. Offset that direct heal. Alright? It's kind of important. Got it down anyways. Dude croaked on the transfer. Teleport. Alright. Alright! Get her done! And I got skill points. Yes! That's what we do! Oh, man. Bummer. Okay. I gotta delete something. I got all these rights. I don't have any friggin' whatever. I got tons of stuff. Look. Okay. You can tell I don't play this platform as much. Okay, no matter how you put it, Jimmy will sound like Jimmy. Eric will sound like Eric, right? Yep. It's an analogy, a concept. The player makes the build work. Not all players are the same skill, style, etc. So no one build works for all players in all situations. I agree. Then I have a question. If this game doesn't have BIS, why is everyone on leaderboards with certain classes, all runs, and same thing? Well, that's the major issue here. Because people are looking at it. Okay, so you got to take a look at Outcast's new content, right? He got away from BIS. Why did he get away from the BIS system? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because he realized, he came to the conclusion, not all classes perform it across the board in the same sets. You have to build the class specifically for your race and for what it can do. Like automatons. He explained it best with automatons. Automatons performs well on this class and that class, not so much over here and there. That's why Outcast got away from BIS, because it's not BIS. BIS is a linear system, right? BIS applies to progression games like World of Warcraft, Rift, so on and so forth. Why is that BIS? Because you have tier progression. So once you hit tier 3, you go over and now you're looking to get tier 4. Tier 4 is now becomes your best in slot, meaning you have to do the content to get your top end gear for your class. It's designed to be that way. I was going to tell you about Sherman's vid. Yeah, thank you, Uology. Since they are doing the same thing, it makes sense that a particular setup and skill level would predominate. Right, and that's what I'm always telling my viewers. Why there isn't a BIS, because you can take one set. Take one set, put it on all stamps. Let's say Twice Fang Serpent. You put Twice Fang Serpent on every class, every stamp class. Is it going to perform as dominant on every class? No. Why? Class passes prevent that from occurring. Right? They're so individualized in their passives that the gear is offsetted. So you need another gear that is more dominant for that class. That's why Outcast got away from BIS. It wasn't because of healers or whatever. It was literally because he came to the realization, and that's why my content creators will my viewers will tell you that. Mystic has said that all along. BIS doesn't exist in the game because of the class's individual passives. So it's not about, you take race into considering factors as well, and that's going to determine Mundus and trait value. But when you take a look at class passives, that's where gear selection becomes important. And the meta can sometimes, contribute to what, you know, you're going to use to optimize. And that's where I feel guilty, because I already know when I look at the class, I'm like, this class lacks crit, more crit. That system works in other MMOs, but in this game, it clearly has sets that outperform others for each class. You can't, what I'm saying, if you take one set, here's my question to you. Is automatons friendly across the board for all STEM classes? Is it the dominant set for every class? That's my question. I want to see your response to that question. Is automatons the best set for all STEM classes? If you say no, there's no such thing as BIS. That's what I'm trying to tell you. BIS doesn't exist in a game like this. That's what, if you've never played other MMOs, right? Then you don't know what BIS is. You've been told what BIS is in this game. That's clickbait. That's all it was. It was for you to use that build. That's what it was. There was no BIS intended by the developer standards because of the class passives. That's the problem. And if you don't understand that from a mathematical standpoint based on those values, you lose. That's why when I came in here, everybody was wearing Twiceborn Star, running the same Mundus, the same set, getting different results. And they were like, well, it's this class that sucks. No, it's your build that sucks on that class. That's the problem. Your build sucks for that class. It's not the class, it's you. For example, telling players they cannot do 4-man dungeon content because their healers do not have Spell Power Cure. Right. Now, and I do use Spell Power Cure on a lot of my healers because of the buff application. I do that. But I prove the shit. That's what I'm always saying. I'm like, look what I do. I just healed with the Nightblade healer. I do shit on that. No one is forcing players to run a certain set. Content makers such as Gilliam and Outcast clearly make content for endgame. That's the point, though. Outcast has stated there's no BIS. I can link you the vid. Would you like that? There's no BIS. There's no BIS. There's none. It come from, and if you watch Gilliam's last video, because we had a talk, me and Gilliam did. And we actually put all the bullshit aside. Like, all of it. I'm like, Gilliam, you guys keep using BIS. You guys ignored diminishing returns. You guys ignored penetrating values. You guys did this and did that for the longest time. I come out, and now you all do it. Why? Because I'm the one that told you guys it was bullshit. Now, they all listen to it, right? But here was the question. And that's why my subs are my subs. At the end of the day, Gilliam's last video said, what we say isn't law. He said that. We make mistakes. We're all human. They're skilled players. They know their content. They know what they're trying to accomplish, and they succeed at that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the clear-cut option. All classes have limitations, saying a Stamplar can keep up with a Stam DK if he just changed his build is outrageous. Wrong. See, that's the thing. That's what Outcast has said. Would you like me to link you the video? Because you haven't watched him. You haven't paid attention. You have selective hearing. You want to hear what you want to hear, and that's the problem. You don't want to hear what the content creators are now saying. And that's why Lewis had pointed out, Mystic, what you said is coming to fruition. Death to the meta. There's no BIS. All the content creators have now said it. There's no BIS. It's going to be determining on your class. Right? That's the simple. Do I do endgame content every day? No, I do it to get them gear and then I get the fuck out. Once I get my sets, why am I in there? Why? Why am I in there? Why? And then I gotta do calculations and stuff. Is this worth the headache to acquire? I was the first on PTS stating that trial jewelry was garbage. And now look, Everybody's using agility and willpower. But who was the first to say it, Mai? I was. I was getting so much slack because I figured it out before they did. And now they do what I say. Does that mean I'm better? No, it just meant I didn't overlook it. You know, I said, wait a minute, these values have changed. I should test this. And I did. Mystic, would you say that BIS exists in small sets? Example, if I'm Red Guard Nightblade, does that race class combination have a BIS set up for DPS? It all depends. Basically, that is the problem, Rock. Okay, so based on your race and your class, there are certain configurations that do perform better. But that is not to Lee, Lewis. That is the problem with the game, and it's based on what you see. But BIS, once again, BIS is saying this is the absolute for everything. That's what BIS comes from. BIS is progression to say, I'm tier 3, I need tier 4. I have to do that. Who's using agility or willpower in game? Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. I don't know about you, but the current configuration on PS4 are all using agility and fucking willpower. Get the fuck out of here. They're leaderboards and they're using agility and willpower. They dumped their fucking trial sets, bitch. What the fuck are you smoking? Oh my god. Nobody's fucking, none of the top leaderboards on current PS4 are using trial sets. No fucking buddy. They're not even configured the same. Why? They know. Oh my god. Slayer took a hit with Horns of the Reach. Slayer, the only way Slayer performs better is a complete Warhorn rotation. Never been in a trial group where someone was using agility or willpower over Moondancer's reveal. Fuck it, eh? Dude, would you like me to do a test? I have like 3 or 4 videos showing willpower outperforming Moondancers, agility outperforming VO. Good morning, Deacon. I have those videos. I have those videos. Give it up, dude. Two of my current trial guilds, which I do roll with, none of them are even using trial sets unless they're running 5 infoul for the debuff. Nobody that I know who are, yes, they fucking are, dude. You're on a fucking kick. You're on a kick. You're hating. Have you been in an actual trial group? No, no, I haven't. Of course not. No, I haven't been in a fucking trial. No, not at all. It's like a DK can't heal a trial either. Sork can't, though I healed a fucking trial with the Sork and I fucking healed trials with DK. Get this dude out of here. What the fuck? Dude, you're the point. You're the point of the topic. You're the point of discussion. You're the point. When I encounter players like that, I ask them, what gear do you think they wore before they completed the trial? Right? But that's normal, right? Because a lot of people use the blue sets until they get their gold. And I wish the purple sets you can get in the coffers at the end, but to get your gold, you have to do vet. And if you want the double drop on the gold, you have to do hard mode. So in the hard mode will reflect your final score on your board. But how long have you known Mystic, Mai? He doesn't. He doesn't. I can tell you that. He's in here trolling. Thinks he knows what he's talking about because he's been told something, but he's not watching their latest videos. That's what's killing me. Because Outcast specifically said about a month ago, there's no BIS. I have to configure every class different based on their passives. That was his word. That was his word. That was his word. Gilliam's prior last video was like, what we say isn't law because we make mistakes. We overlook some of these things. That was in Gilliam's last video. Yeah, I do. From time to time, I do lead trial groups. I don't do them all the time. I do it for the gear. I'm like, let's get it. Let's go. Pop out. In fact, there's trial guilds that run naked trials. Yeah, I've seen the ones that, have done 1 or 2. I haven't. I've never done that. Yeah, no, not me. Not I. I've never done that, but well, I've heard of them. But the funny thing is, like, you know, if you want to be whatever, you pay attention to the preference, man. And that's the problem. And I think Sherman hits a nail on the head, because there are some classes like my new Night Blade build, right? My Stamina Night Blade build. Who would ever think I would run Snipe in a rotation, right? But fact of it is, with Warhorn, with Spell Power Cure, with the 5 Hawkeye, I'm hitting a 45 fucking K snipe. Hello. I haven't met him, but I've seen my guild mates making fun of him. Dude, we make fun of you. Do you think I care if you make fun of me? You guys used to stack CP. You guys were like, there's diminishing returns aren't a factor. Oh my god. Oh wait, penetrating value. We all run Sharpen. Everybody. Dude, when they were making fun of me, we were laughing at you. Because when we were taking Magtunes, when people were putting Sharpen on Magtunes, we were rolling. And there is quite a bit of us that laugh at you guys. They're like, oh, look at my damage. And they're like hitting like a 42k meteor when we're dropping 50s. I'm like, these dumb fucks. These dumb fucks. Putting fucking shit. Your stat sheet and spell too. Tips determine your BIS. That's true. Says Julian. All right, thank you, Uology. Yeah, who do you think was the person who told trial players they're going to be using crafted sets during the whole changeover with Morrowind? Holla! Me! Boom, boom, boom. I've seen a couple of his videos before I came in from, and what I've seen, he's delusional and idiotic. Of course. Of course. Yet they don't stream anything. They're afraid. They're scared. Alright, take care, Deacon, man. Dude, if I'm so delusional, why am I doing it? How do I get gold jewelry? How do I do this? How do I do that? That becomes all the question. A couple people in here roll with me, too. So, you're not making me look dumb. I trust you and me. A couple of people in here has also been in trials with me, too. Trust you and me. You're not proving any point. People forget the premise of ESO. Play any race, any class, any role. Yeah, they're all viable. They are. Did we kick that idiot? I healed a trial with the sword healer. Yes, Mustang! Oh! 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 Congratulations, Mustang! Oh! Oh! Woo! I praise thee by all names, that ye shall accomplish what most cannot consider viable. Yes! You have been blessed and received the impossible. What most would think impossible, but you make it possible because you understand. You see the light. Congratulations, Mustang. That is the shit. Can't believe it hasn't changed. You're a piece of crap, an idiot, ignorant, and get out of here. Yeah, Ma, you look... See, Ma, you say you laugh at me, but there are hundreds and thousands of players laughing at you guys. Because you're not min-max. You're not BIS. You don't have BIS. You've been fed garbage. Majority of the time. Majority of the time, you've been fed garbage. I think you just touched his balls. Son of... Oh my gosh, that was good. I'm about to have a heart attack on that one. No, I mean really. Yeah, I think definitely touches balls. That definitely, you know, it spikes something when you go in. And I say it. Listen, man. Since the changes, we know the values, right? We know what we can do. Question of it is execution, right? And it's going to be like what Rock said. Each player is going to have a different skill set. Wait till you do the build I mentioned. Kill it, right? I'll go ahead. I'm going to touch up on that, Joe, tomorrow on PTS, see what we can do. I never met him, but I've gamed with him. He knows what he's talking about. Yeah. Mystic, have you ever completed hard mode trials on a Sork healer? No, I have. Yeah, I have, you fucking idiot. I was one of the first to do it when the change happened. When the change happened and with on Morrowind, I never took a Sork in a vet trial. Now, a normal trial I had, but there was lack of utility, right? Prior to Morrowind, because the utility wasn't there. Because even though they put the GCD on shards and orbs, what you end up having the problem still is, you know, setting up. Now, Sork healers out heal every other class. It's just their initial heal is insane, but they're dependent on resto for their hot and their buffs and their major mending. Now, you could take a minor mending set with the habit. Healer's habit, which would increase. So you can use habit and spell power cure, but you can still use the worm configuration if somebody doesn't do that. I wouldn't suggest using anything like remedy, but you definitely have to pay attention. Now, Halls of Fabrication is one of the trials I have yet to put the Sork back into because of those mechanics could kill the pet. When the pet dies and your Twilight Matriarch dies, that becomes problematic. But trials like SO, Maul, and Hellra, there's no problem. Now, once again, I haven't taken the Sork healer in Sanctorium yet either, so I haven't done that one yet either. Do you even know what hard mode is? Oh my god. I swear. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, I know what hard mode is. Right? Yeah. God. Oh my god. Now, see, this is another thing I always have to be careful of, too. So, on my platform, I have over 400 followers on PlayStation following, right? I have over 300 and something personal friends on my friends list. I'm involved with 2 trial guilds and 1 trader guild who has an offset of one of the larger trial guilds in PS4 platform. One. They're not the largest, but they're one of the largest. If I want content, I get it. If I say I want to do this content, there's not a question of it. They're like, okay, we're doing it. But harder at the last boss. Yeah. Like in AA, you hit the orbs. In the other one, you hit the statues. And other one, yeah. We know. You're not talking to somebody. I've been here for a little over 2 years now. So, but once again, my 190 had never done a hard mode. You should do a video 190 to show us all how it's done. Oh, me? You know, the thing about it is, oh, that accepts Asylum and Chief. So, what's your point, man? I'm still waiting for you to address why Outcast said there's no BIS and why Gilliam says we all make mistakes and we overlook things. I'm still waiting for your reply on that. Okay. This is what we do with trolls. I gave him a chance. He's a wannabe elitist. He's a content creator, supposedly. Doop, boop, 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 boop. And he's been blocked. If you're going to troll, at least address the issue. You want me to address your topics, address mine. That's what I'm going to tell the trolls. If you are going to come in here, at least answer the question. If I bring it and I say it, thanks for banning the asshole. Yeah, definitely. He didn't know what he's talking about. Then that's what we have to deal with. And I think Sherman hits that because he says it's the community that's becoming the toxic towards the meta, or what they believe the meta is. But that's another problem that I have to deal with, because now when I go into PTS and I check something and I say, oh, wait, look, willpower and agility are out DPSing trial sets, right? 3-piece. If you take 3-piece agility and it's out DPSing the friggin' VO set, well, what the fuck then, right? Because Slayer is kind of like whatever. Does that say you can't use the set? Well, I still use the set on the back end for a double stack, right? No Mystic. Not you and I want my 190 to do a video. Oh, okay. Like, you know, like get together, you mean? He's going to troll more now. Well, I don't care if he trolls more. I got my trolls. I have my trolls. That's never going to end for me. But what I do, thank God he was ruining the stream for me. Dude, I tell you, man. And that's the whole issue, right? Now, Zai and I, me and Zai, like, we came together when we met, like, through YouTubes, and we talked, we discussed, and, you know, that he did everything the same way I do it. Every friggin' day of the week. And that's what made the appreciation, like, went out for Zai. Like, I was like, oh, man, you know, this dude does exactly the same shit I would do. Like, how I would test it and how I would do this, because you're on console and you don't have those metrics. And it was so impressive to see a player doing the things that needed to be done, taken into diminishing effect before Zoss spelled it out, and taking into a consideration these facts and that. And I mean, he was on it, and all of a sudden there was a bond, right? You know, like saying, you know, we're brothers. You know, it's like you're at war. You're in a war, and you depend on each other. You know, you got to be there for support. If you want to laugh, search this video on YouTube. It's about that troll. My 190 is a low-life gold thief. Oh, nice. Nice. I think the chat will shout that troll up. You know, the funny thing about it is, I don't care if people want to troll me. I get trolls every day. Matter of fact, I typically don't ban trolls. I actually I like trolls coming in, because these trolls come in, they act like, oh, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I'm on PTS. I test every fucking aspect to a build. I test the build's parameters before I come out with it. I never want to say this. I never want to say this is the best setup for this class. I want to build something to characters' preferences and optimize to that design. That's what I do. I'm not a theory crafter, because theory crafting, you have to think to yourself, well, this is the best scenario. Well, no, I don't. I know that's not the best scenario across the board, because that's what theory crafting is. I'm a class builder. I specifically design for the classes what the class needs, what I'm aiming for. That's what I am. I'm a class builder, not a theory crafter. I don't need theories. I know numbers. So when I see that number and I see these class passives, I see the character sheet, I fill in the blank. Like poof here, poof there, poof, poof, poof. That's what I do. Instead of demand Mystic conform to their ideals, why don't these trolls make their own videos for themselves and their fellow trolls to view? Right, I agree. And that's the funny thing. Like I said, when we all come back to it, and I'm not trying to say whatever, I'm just saying at the end of the day, they all end up doing what I said. Remember Nernholm? People were like, oh, who's going to use Nernholm? You know, versus Sharpen. All of a sudden Sharpen gets, now it's Nernholm. No, wait, what? First it was Precise. Sharpen was still going to be used, but now it was Precise. And then all of a sudden, oh, no, everybody go with Nernholm. But that's not necessarily the case either, depending on the class and the build. Nernholm is very dominant, but once again, we have to take a look at those values and what we're missing. Fill in the blank. Poof, right there. So, you know, these people want to act like they're trying to tell me, you know, and tell you guys what is and what isn't. The funny thing is, I've been doing this for 21 years. You know, I've been MMOing, I've been testing, I've been doing so much for companies. That's what I did. Yeah, it's what I did per, you know, whatever. It was like, hey, Mystic, we want you to test this. Hey, Mystic, we got this going on. Hey, Mystic, you know, can we? And that's what I did for the longest time. You know, I was a plug-in. I was a nerd. And I was like, yeah, cool, check it out. Some companies were better than others because I'd have access to the code. And I could find things and submit the tickets based on, you know, resolution, where, you know, you see an error within the resolve and you could type in the error message with the code above it line and the code below it so they could isolate it. I agree with Rock, but that takes effort and time, which trolling takes none of that, right? What does a troll gain from coming in and demanding a content creator conform to his or her ideals? Makes no sense at all, because that's what they want. They don't want players to do something outside of their box. That's why they troll. They don't want you to do anything but their way. They're scared. At the end of the day, they're scared. At the end of the day, the trolls are scared. They're running scared. They're running for their lives. They're like, we can't have Merry Christmas. I hope you got your Xbox. I already have an Xbox. I just, I need to get time to get an account and get on there. But I already have an Xbox. But I've had it for a while now. Like I said, I have it. I just trying to play catch up on this platform. And then hopefully this upcoming year, I will be on Xbox. I'm hoping. Criticism is fine as long as it's constructive. And that's what you guys provide me. You guys are my constructive criticism. You guys are the people who remind me. That's why I don't chat rock. Good point, Papa. That's a damn good point, Papa. Definitely. At the end of the day, you guys are my constructive criticism. Because there's times I overlook things. I'm human, right? I'm human. But when you guys catch me, You're like, hey, Mystic, you forgot to do this. Oh, shit. Thank you. And if it's constructive and leads towards something beneficial, why wouldn't we want to listen? Right? Why wouldn't we want to view our options? That's why I always go static on my test, and then we go off the scale system. Test dummies are never going to be accurate because of a lot of variables missing in the equation on a test dummy. It's not a 4-man. You're not getting deductive values. You're not getting additives like combat's prayer, these buffs, that buffs. Those are all contributing factors to actual metrics, right? So at the end of the day, when I was a raid leader or a raid officer, one or the other. We'd always have to take those calculations into effect, and hence why group parsers were always a necessity, because we got the enrage timer, we got each person's DPS based upon their class and their rotation. And at the end of the day, we could break down either something's missing in their rotation, their macro design, because macro design was very important, or your hotkeys, and how you would determine what was needing to be done to perform at optimal levels. And at the end of the day, that's why I walked away from BIS systems and linear systems and games like that, because they made it to a point where you had to be that way. In this game, not so much, man. Mechanics and rotation is the biggest thing majority of the time in this game. So builds are flexible. You can get around a lot of things with build options. Problem of it is rotation and mechanics. You either know or you die. That's the way it is. I would love Mystic to come to ESO and Xbox. Running a dungeon with him would be awesome. Thanks, Mustang. I appreciate that. Forget the trolls. Just keep the content coming. Always meta. Always met. Always. But coming into a stream and demanding that a content creator plat a game that way they wanted to play is just rude, crude, and downright wrong. And that's what it is. They are scared. At the end of the day, they're scared. They're just scared little babies. But at the end of the day, guess what ends up happening? They do what I am predicting. They end up doing... Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Who called the crafted sets? The return of crafted sets. Who called it? Merry Christmas, Todd. Who called it? Who said they were going to go with crafted sets? Who said it? Who said that this was going to happen and that was going to happen? At the end of the day, they end up not knowing but doing what I say is going to end up happening. Now, does that set the meta? That's what I have to worry about. That's what I do have to worry about. Am I feeding into the toxicity of that? That becomes a question, man. That becomes a very, very solid question for me. Because as much as I fight against it, am I a contributing factor to what Sherman put in his video? It's interesting. Gaming with Mystic is a blast. Interesting as well. Thank you. Thank you. Xbox here. Friend. Photo. Rick. If I get on there, Pop, I will definitely friend you, man. It has always been my dream to hit Mystic's balls in a dungeon. Thanks, Lewis. I know at least you guys would. Some people don't, but here's the funny thing, man. And I tell my fellow content creators, do it. You know, if it is that way, then do it, man. Demanding someone who is paying for electricity, internet connection, game time, etc. to help other players as best as they know how and trolling them is crazy and shows how little character they have, right? And at the end of the day, I don't critique their builds. I don't. I find it pointless. If it works for them, who am I to tell them otherwise? Is it optimal for me? Not for me, it isn't. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't optimize shit. It just shows how crap that I play that way. I build specific. Now, there's a couple of things like I'll catch, and you know, and there are commonalities. There are, and there's no way around it. You know, the commonalities are present, you know, between your builds and what you're taking for selection and everything else. That's a factor. It's kind of sad that it has to be that way. I mean, and that's why I'm hoping they come out with some new stuff, really, to be honest. Darkshade 1 and Crypt of Hearts. I got to do these. That's why I really hope that they end up coming out with a new skill lines. You know, if they come out with new skill lines, and if they do, that'd be awesome. Because that would definitely help, you know, diversify builds even further, right? How do we diversify it? How do we set it? How do we set the the marker? How do we get classes to, you know, have more individualized builds? Well, we have to put more options in, right? We have to put more options. So a lot of people have been talking. I would love Mystic to hit my balls in a dungeon. Would be even better. You know what, Mustang? If I was in a dungeon with you, I would crack every ball that you threw in my face. PS4 and turning to PC. Yeah, I've got a lot to do, for sure. Oh, somebody hit my balls! You know, every day, like, it's funny because at first, remember guys, this was not viable. Remember? DK, Sork, it wasn't viable. And now we look at it, and PC players were already doing it. But now more and more people are doing it. I gotta run, work. No, thank you, Lewis. Merry Christmas, dude. Remember when I first started, like everybody said, you can't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. It has to be this way. Remember? That's what they said. That's what they all said. But at the end of the day, we did it. We got it done. First it was this. First you're limited to that. First this. First that. And that's what the trolls believe. And now Outcast said any class can heal. Right? That's what he said. What? So they couldn't before? Well, no, they could. They always could. Come on, man. Just burst. You got people up here dying. I got people left and right. Stop. Can everybody just stay together at least? Holy crap. Make my job a little easier. I'm just healing. I gotta go, but awesome stream as always. Thank you, Mustang. Appreciate that. Be right back. All mama duties. Cool, cool. Definitely Sylvia. We're gonna put that barrier up. builds that Outcast use for VMA, Outcast does not use for PvP or trials. So stop trying to make others use VMA builds. Right. No, right. Exactly. I mean, it's just the way it is, man. Every builds are going to be different for each scenario, and they're talking about that now. They're saying it, and it's true. You know, and that's what I've been trying to preach, man. I'm like, you know, you can do so much in this game, and that's why I loved Sherman's video, because it makes you think, man. At the end of the day, you really stop and think about it. It really makes you kind of take a look and say, you know, that's a good point, man. Cool. Or worse, PvP builds in VMA. Get me out of that. Alright. Don't want to hit that during the poison. You just kind of want to stay out of it. Hit my balls! Don't let him go! That's where I kind of like these ads. Because if the poison does get on him and the ads come out, I got a nice pool of heals to pull from. Once again, just do the AoE's heal, so keep everybody up. Stay out of that AoE. ESO provides so much flexibility. Why not take advantage of that? Why not enjoy the variety the devs? Exactly. Why not? Like I always tell who is Sherman or Outcast. Sherman is a content creator. I linked one of his vids in the description below. Outcast is one of the known content creators for Endgame. He's good. Not saying he isn't, but you know, he's gotten even better because well, he's always been good, but he's even got even more impressive because he's come to realize the truth. Like, every class performs different in each set. So he optimizes each class based on their passive parameter now. So that's what he does now, and it's gotten even better. Why not try to pigeonhole players into cookie cutter builds? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not cookies. I hate cookies. I don't want to roll what other people are rolling. I want to show all the possibilities I can do with the class based on gear parameters and passives, like Asunder. Asunder made sense. You know, Maul of Inferno, nothing new on a DK, nothing spectacular. But I'm dealing some flame damage, right? So why not use Sunder Flame? Why not get a penetrating value? Okay, now what do I do? Well, I need a secondary stack set. Why not use the Two-Fanged Serpent, use the dots, keep up the applied effect, and increase my damage performance? I don't know. But if I say it's shit, but you know what? If they came out with that build tomorrow, the same exact build tomorrow that I just posted, they'd be gods. They would be gods for coming out with the build that I designed. You know? They would be a god. Like a swift kick to the nuts. Yep. At the end of the day, I don't care, man. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Can you please bash this dude? Once again, if we get the scroll, cool. If not, whatever. DPS, you know. Mystic likes a swift kick in the nuts. Why, Nor jumping in freezing water, for example. Yep. I'm a glutton for punishment, is what it is. And a lot of people in here, they roll with me on the PlayStation. And I'm grateful, you know, every day of the week. Every day of the week I get to play with players. We get to have fun, and at the end of the day, that's all I'm about. People want to feel like I owe them something, whatever. I feel like I've contributed my fair share for the community. And so, and even though I have probably one of the lowest subs, I have some of the best subs. You guys are the best. You guys are my community. You guys, we talk. I mean, I love my community members. I love my sponsors. I love, you know, the ones who are here and they learn. And a lot of people who continue to watch Gilliam, and a couple of people who continue to watch Gilliam and Outcast, and they do. Will state, you know, I'm subscribed to Mystic Raven, you know, for reasons. I'm going to start streaming and just repeat everything that Mystic says and follow the day. I'll be a rock star. You probably could be. As long as it's not coming from me, Papa, you will probably be a rock star. Because it's not coming from Mystic's lips, it's coming from your lips. And that will make you like the best of the best. In everybody else's eyes. But if it comes from Mystic Raven, he's a deranged lunatic. Remember that. When everybody was stacking CP and me and Zai said don't do that, or remember, oh, Mystic's a lunatic. Why can't I loot this? What the hell is going on? Fuck it. I don't. Oh, look at that. Look at those heals. Look at those heals. Hit my balls! Hit my balls! Don't miss them! You missed my balls! Bastards missed my balls! Don't hit them! Hit them! They're good for you! Don't let them pass you! Yes! Yes! We are pretty amazing. Yep. I love it. I love when we all group together. We get to do some stuff. Notice how some PvP builds are going back to Spinners and Spriggans. Seems like they finally catching on to penetrating value. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not claiming to be the best. I don't want to be the best. I don't want to be. I just want to provide content, hang out with people, and have fun. Why, oh why, would you go all the way up there as a deeps, man? Alright. Should be pretty easy as long as people know the mechanics. Shit. I need a charge on my weapon. Just hold and block, dude. You don't... Don't have to move until one of the phases happens. Got him. My daughter finally got down here. My granddaughter wants her attention. Not to say that'll help, but it'll give me a little bit more of my resources. Just gonna run it around. Yep, I'm ludicrous. I'm a nut with a purpose. It's getting a little too close for comfort. We'll throw the barrier. No, 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 no. Don't run him in there. Oh my God. I really like the fact that they made it with the minor, because I get the major anyways. Like, get them right there, hit it, put down that hot. And that's how we do it. Looks good. Looks good, looks good. Looks good. You know, guys, I want to thank all of you. And I encourage you guys to go check out Sherman. If you like his video, please subscribe to the man. Show him some love. He made some interesting points. And I'm always going to have trolls. It's not ever going to change, right? That's not going to change. It's always going to be that way. At the end of the day, I'm doing it for the players who want. Not for the players who are in denial, right? If they want to be in denial and they want to think that, so be it. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. You know? In a community-oriented team game like MMOs, it's about being the best. It's about being aware of others and working together to achieve a common goal. I couldn't have said it any better, Rock. Thank you. That is a profound yet very true statement. It's amazing. You know, it's simply amazing. And like I said, ignorance is bliss, you know. They want to be ignorant and they want to, you know, remember they stack CP. Remember they said. Remember they said. I'm not saying. I'm doing. You know, it's at the end of the day, that's all I care about. What I do. And I provide more for the casuals to upgrade and to perform upon, but that doesn't restrict them to endgame. And Mustang, you know, healing a trial with a Sork healer is a testament to that. You can do it. There is a lot of flexibility in the game, but the meta, or the mentality of the meta, is what restricts the player base in this game, right? It's a restricting conception. As long as the content was successful, completed, who cares who was the best of what? Everyone won. Yep. Mystics trolls make me appreciate that I usually only run with my friends in this game. And Robert, I actually do run with quite a bit of players. And sometimes when I get into a trial, like say I've been in a couple of vet trials where people thought it was funny until I did it, and then they just shut the fuck up. And that's how I silence my critics. Like anytime, you know, and a lot of times people want to know why I haven't done, because I got to get everybody to agree on trial runs. But most of the time, it's people just questioning it. It's right. Most of the time, that's what I'm in there. Most of the time, when I end up having to try to get the gear, over 90% of the time, I have to prove it. Somebody in there, their conception was wrong. Their misconception was wrong. And at the end of the trial, they're not apologizing. They're not swallowing the pride. They're like, whatever. Because they can't come to grips with what just happened. They cannot come to terms with it. They still want to live in their little bubble, believing what they're spoon-fed. You know? Sooner or later, the bottle's got to come out of the mouth, but you can't help babies until that happens. They can't eat on their own until you take the friggin' bottle away from them. Whatever. And at the end of the day, that's all they are, just a bunch of babies. They're just a bunch of babies. But anyways, guys, I do appreciate it. Thank you once again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for everything that you guys do. I do it for you. I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't, and I won't. I will never conform to their way. I will never, ever be what they are. I will always be true to myself and provide my viewers that. You know, love me or hate me, I am who I am, but you guys are the best subscribers a man could ask for. Thank you. I'm Mr. Craven, the CSO Daily. Thank you for watching, and once again and always, have a nice day.